Hello, and welcome back to the Nesha Mom Show. This show is a show where we talk about different things that we go through as parents, new parents. It could be some of the struggles that we go through. Um, Not even just struggles, but maybe ideas for different hacks on how to keep up with your house or upkeep with your body or your children. Different things like that. Last time we got a chance to talk about outside opinions and advice from people who don't actually have kids mostly, and how that can be kind of stressful on parents and how to deal with that outside advice and coping with yourself. This time, I want to talk about my experience as a new mom with visitors and um, some of the things I went through at the hospital and even when I got home, and just courtesy to a new mom, because sometimes you just want to make sure that you're kind of selfish for you and your new baby, because you're the one that went through labor. You're the one who went through surgery. In my case, I went through labor and surgery. You're the one who's trying to learn how to breastfeed, who's trying to get used to the baby, and the baby's trying to get used to you and being in an outside world. So whoever's coming to visit you needs to kind of confine to your schedule. You don't need to be trying to stress yourself out pleasing all the visitors. One thing that I noticed back in the hospital, and this is kind of a little bit of advice for male visitors. If a mother is in the hospital room nursing her baby, or it's time for the baby to eat, one of the things I would recommend is for you to politely just say, "Oh, okay, I'll excuse myself. I'm going to go in the hallway." Because it can kind of add a little extra stress to be like, "Excuse me, can you step out for a minute?" Or in my case, where my mom and sisters and best friend are trying to make the extra effort to cover me up with a blanket, so that the male guests won't see anything. But I did have, like my dad would be like, excuse me, I'm going to excuse myself. It just makes it a little stress free, especially with the newness of everything and the process of learning. You're learning your baby learning you. If you are a male visitor, I would recommend to, just so that the mother won't have to ask you, or the people in the room won't have to ask you, just excuse yourself. And that will make things much less stressful. When I got home, I noticed a lot of people don't really understand newborns, the things they do, how they act. Newborns, as a lot of you know, sleep a lot, and everybody wants to see the baby awake. So, and this wasn't just as soon as I got home, but even the weeks to follow, people would come visit, and they'll kind of say, "Oh, the baby is asleep," or every time we come visit, the baby is asleep. Um, so that kind of puts a little pressure on me to, oh, maybe I should wake the baby up so they can see the baby awake. But um, visitors have to kind of be patient with you, and know that, they might not be able to just drop by and see a baby awake and leave. They might need to kind of stay for a little while, spend some time. He might wake up soon. He's going to have to eat. So allocate, if you really want to come spend time and see the baby awake and, all of that, allocate a decent amount of time for that visit, so that the mother won't feel pressured or feel bad because, oh, this person hasn't seen the baby awake. And we as mothers have to know, don't wake your baby up for visitors, because that's stressful for the baby to wake he or she up out of their sleep as a newborn. And then as a mother, people don't know how long it took for you to even get the baby to sleep. So you're going to have to start that process from scratch. And that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So that part, and then also, hey, the little man is up. Also, in addition to that, a lot of people will come over, and you're feeding the baby. And newborns eat a lot. They eat a lot, they sleep a lot, they poo a lot. And so sometimes people come over and you'll feed the baby. Then they might hold the baby, and then for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, the baby starts squirming. Oh, he has to eat again. Oh, he just ate. Well, yeah, he's a newborn baby. That's what he does. He eats. And so it's like, you're like, oh, yeah, I got to go feed him. But, people need to understand that you have to do what's best for you and your baby. And yes, the baby is eating right now. Yes, the baby is sleeping right now. But you need to have that patience to deal with that. So we're going to pause and come right back. We're back. Had to get the baby settled. So I know you guys can understand. But I was just talking about how people don't understand that babies eat a lot. And they're like, oh, the baby's eating again. And, they don't realize they can't hold the baby for a long time yet. Because the baby might not know them, be used to them, or even be used to being held like that. So my just advice is, like, when you first have a baby, what worked for me is just, you do have to be a little selfish for you and your baby and do what's best for your baby. You don't want to stress your baby out. You don't want your baby to be eating and for a guest to come over and you rip them off the bottle or the breast and they're crying and stressed out, or to be asleep and then someone come visit and you wake the baby out of their sleep with those visitors. The baby's cranky. You have to do the process all over again. So I think that's, in a nutshell, probably what I have to say. Also, as far as holding the baby as a visitor, I would probably it's okay to ask, I think. Like, oh, can I hold the baby? A lot of times you might want to wait a little while and then wait for the mother to say, hey, you want to hold the baby? Because you don't want to put any type pressure on the mother if she doesn't want the baby to be held at the time. And also, for people, I don't know why people do this, coming up to random people's child and touching them. I would not touch a baby without permission, and I would not grab someone's baby without permission. So even if if that's your sister, friend, daughter, whoever, I wouldn't just come up to her and grab the baby out of her arms. I would say, hey, you want me to get the baby? You need some help, or can I hold the baby? And then I would not touch a stranger's baby as well. That's very uncomfortable for me. Some people might be different. They might not care, but, I don't know where that stranger's hand's been. I don't know what type of spirit that person has. So you might really have good intentions, but please don't touch people's baby randomly or grab someone's child out of their arms, even if you do know them. Anywho, if you have want to share your experience or some of your experiences, have any tips maybe for me, or, even want to add to something that I said in this segment, feel free. Let me know. Comment below. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm at the Baby Health Show. And until we meet again in the next couple of weeks, we'll talk about some more subjects. God bless.